Alright, so I'm going up against Atraxa, Grand Unifier, best of one, coin flip. Let's go. So this is also a pretty tough matchup for me. My strategy really needs to be more like tempo. So I need to land some early threats, and then I need to play cards that stop them from stopping me from killing them. So I'm really looking for hands that have some early resilient threats, hopefully like a Danto Vanguard. What's the other card? Guardian of Nubenalia, Seasoned Hollowblade, stuff like that. As well as some hand disruption like Thoughtseize if I can find it, and tax cards. So anything that can tax Atraxa, like Curse of Silence, Anointed Peacekeeper. I really want to try and mulligan into cards like that. If I don't have like 2 threats, it's just not going to work. Ranger Captain is kind of good. He's not really early enough. Another thing that's interesting in this matchup is certain interaction doesn't matter that much. Glyph Weaver is pretty good. They do have some board wipes. Black Market Connections is also pretty good. Only thing is these are all turn 3 cards. And I don't think that's going to be fast enough. So I'm going to mulligan as good as all these cards are. Mana Tithe is good. This isn't looking a whole lot better, but the Mana Tithe and the Myrel are pretty good. They do have a lot of counter spells. Brute Moth is also really good. The thing is I don't want to go down too many cards. I might try one more though. Opponent goes first, so I get to draw first. I think this is okay. Dark Ritual is huge. I could do like a turn 1 Luris. Or a turn 2 Myrel. Let's start with the white. If I can Mana Tithe a ramp spell. Okay, I can't Mana Tithe the ramp spell. That's fine. And I can actually just pass right now. Because they're probably holding a counter. I drew a Cathar Commando, and that's one of the best cards I could ask for in a matchup like this. Narset. Okay, so they are tapped out here. However, I can flash in. I can't imagine them not using their ability. Alright, so they're going to use it, and then I'm going to flash in Cathar Commando and kill it. They grabbed a Time Warp. Attack Narset. Now, in a situation like this, I can actually play Kaya and Ghost Form Cathar Commando, and that just seems really good right now in terms of tempo. Because they're tapped out.
There's no job too tough.
So I've got a big lead on tempo right now. They're going to Inquisition. They can hit 3 different targets. They don't like Black Market. They're gonna exile Kaya. It's until it leaves the battlefield, so I could get her back with Cathar Commando, and I think I'm gonna rely on that. Now the question is, do I play Myrel or do I hold mana? I think what I want to do is play Luris and hold the Mana Tithe. They can't Wrath the board. I can hold Mana Tithe, I can also hold Cathar Commando's ability. So if they try to Wrath, I should be able to tax them out of it. There's an Oracle. Against this deck, actually countering the Oracle is pretty big. They don't have mana right now. I can drop Brute Moth as well. And I've got a lot of pressure on them. So if I drop Brute Moth, even if they Wrath the board, I get all my stuff back. Yeah, seems like just the best play right now. Even though I could get my Kaya back. Okay, so the archive seems a little bit slow. So I've got 9 coming at them next turn. And then they're gonna have to figure out how to deal with my board without dying. I mean, I really don't think there's a ton they can do here. I have to destroy their Keys to the Archive, I think, now. So they can't cast Atraxa. Oh, I totally could have full controlled there. And I could either flash in Cathar or I think flashing in Cathar is better. They're gonna Time Warp. I don't think that actually gets them there, so the Time Warp is fine. Only things I could really do is flash in Cathar, and there's no reason to do that right now. Now they're gonna Curse of Silence. It's an interesting order. Because if they can hit Cathar, I can still... No, I can't cast him. I think I flash him in anyway because if they Wrath the board, he comes back from Brute Moth. What did they name? Oh, Kaya. Alright, I mean, they're tapped out, so I don't see them... Oh, yeah, right. Time Warp. Alright, that takes us to game 2. So that went about as well as it possibly could. I'm just hoping for another game like that. Alright, same general game plan. Ooh, this is looking solid. Curse of Silence. Silver Quill Silencer. I have a turn 1 and a turn 2. I've got Luris if they destroy it. I got Brute Moth if they Wrath. This looks good. And the question is, do I play my tap land first or do I hold? I think I can afford to hold and just play the Silencer first. And surprise them later on with the Curse of Silence. Alright. Transmorgant's Crown's really good here. I don't have Wrath resistance. They have plenty of Wrath mana right now, so honestly I think the best bet here is Curse of Silence. Curse of Silence. Transmogant's Crown and just toss it on Silencer. Keep hitting with it. They didn't want the land, so their mana's good. Alright, they are untapped. Let's go ahead and hit them first. Now, I don't necessarily have to do anything in particular here. But I think it helps to play Esper Sentinel. Equip them with Transmogant's Crown. See if they want to do anything about that. And if they do, then I can Curse of Silence. Alright, I figured they might. It's perfectly fine. They have a little bit less mana and one less card. Oh, the Celestis is going to let them loot again. It's unfortunate, but I really needed to play those spells. They discarded a land. Tamiyo.
You would make an excellent informant for my study.
They're gonna grab the Terra Sender from their graveyard. Can they cast it? They can't kick it right now. Okay, so my choice is they have 2 mana. They can hold a counterspell. So do I attack them or do I attack Tamiyo? Tamiyo in particular is not that interesting in my opinion. Terra Sender, is it an instant? It is an instant. That's rough. It's artifact or enchantment, so they can deal with the crown. I am going for damage this time. So I think I need to make them play a counter on Brute Moth. Them countering Kaya is really tough. I'm gonna hope full control and maybe make them think that I have a mana tithe. Okay. I think at this point I can honestly equip the crown to Brute Moth. No, let's keep that open. Alright, they're gonna Terra Sender the Curse of Silence. So Atraxa's coming down next turn, most likely. Reveal Wrath. Did I get to see what card they named? Alright, they're getting really low now. So they grab Survey, Binding, Memory Lapse, and a land. Okay, now I'm in a position that I can drop Kaya. And the Silencer. If Silencer dies, I get a flying copy of it. Alright, I don't think they have anything that can counter Kaya here. The question is, do I use the tower? I think I do use the tower this time, because I can also... Actually, what am I doing? I have a Thoughtseize in hand, just Thoughtseize them first. See if they have a counter or not. A 1-mana counter, and they don't. So I think in this case, it's going to be Binding. Because that's not a land yet. They only have 1 mana untapped. Yeah. So it's going to be Binding. Now I can safely play Kaya. And this game looks pretty... This game looks pretty well assured. I don't see them getting out of this. Wait, what just happened? I figured that was the search card, but did it... Okay, there it is. Oh, that's why they said oops. How did they... What what does the card do? The top 4... Surveil 1. I actually missed how they got that. Oh, they got it back with Tamio. Got it, got it. Forgot all about Tommy. I was so busy ignoring her. That's okay. The Kaya landed, and that was what was important there. They can memory lapse whatever I cast next. I do have Luris, and I feel like if I cast Luris, they definitely want to counter that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 raw mana, or 8 if I cast a creature spell. Luris would leave me with 5. No, Luris would leave me with 4, which is not enough to cast Elish Norn. So I think I have to play Savior. If I -1 for Savior and then +2 to sacrifice it is going to be +1. It's actually a really good card here because at instant speed I can sack it and make a spirit token by putting the ghost form counter on it. So they might want to counter it. They didn't counter it. They don't have an instant that can do anything about this. So now we tap 3 mana, cast Luris, and then I still don't think I have enough. Tap 2 and tap and sacrifice for tower. That's not enough. So miscalculated there. That's okay. Atraxa's flying. If they can't deal with Kaya, I can exile her with Kaya. So I really just need a threat. So Loris or Ellis Norin, they're definitely going to counter either one of them. I think I'm going to go with Loris. They have to counter Loris. They have no choice in the matter. And we are going to let that resolve. Put that on Savior. And end the turn. So I need 2 removal spells. To not die to either Savior or something else. Or the Spirit, if I sack the Savior. They're getting back a Solemn.
I follow the tracks of the wise.
They're gonna cast it, leaving them with 2 mana. So in a case like this, I need to sack the Savior. Oh, you know what? I can't actually sack Savior because I don't have another target creature. No, I can sack it with Tower. So it's good that I left that there. So yeah, this game is GG. So yeah, that was those were some fun matchups. I was definitely worried about this one in particular because if Atraxa comes down and I don't have their life low enough, it's just game over for me. But I got lucky with drawing exactly the kinds of cards that I needed in this matchup, so definitely happy about that.